Peace be upon you, let me introduce myself. My name is Deviana Sinta Maura from the Islamic Religious Education Study Program, Wonogiri Taimas. Here, I will read a journal as a final semester assessment reading text with the title The Vital Necessity of Critical Education Policy Research. The reader, Michelle D. Young from University of California, Berkeley, Sarah Diem from University of Missouri, Carrie Sampson from Arizona State University. Troubling Technology in Education. In a sociological analysis of structural racism in student lists, the Generation Products, Chequit and Salazar 2024, explore the racial inequalities linked to prospective college student lists. This list serves as a matchmaking intermediary and assists college in their recruitment efforts. Research shows that participating in student list products in positively associated with college access, particularly for underrepresented students. However, the addition of this list might perpetuate structural racism and inequality that harms racially minoritized students. Higher Education Opportunity, Chickwit and Salazar 2024 explore this phenomenon. Through an analysis of the College Board Student Search Survey focusing on the relationship between the racialized search filters and the mix of include versus exclude students and why public universities utilize racialized filters alongside other search filters when persuading student lists. In the research, Chickwit and Salazar 2024 recreate the College Board Student Search Service using a national sample from the high school longitudinal study of 2009. They examined 813 student lists from 40 public universities to access the use of racially search filters. These analyses enable them to demonstrate the racial composition of the student list, perhaps has actual and simulate the applied multiple filters simultaneously. User-friendly simulation reveals racial difference associated with academic and geographic search filters with historical race-based inclusion influencing the inputs. Moreover, of the student list examined, they found the one or more racialized inputs are often used in the search filters. The simulation further demonstrates common racial disparities between include versus exclude prospective students. As Chukwueze and Salazar 2024 notes, both universities and public schools are more often use digital platforms and software to assist them in performing important everyday operations. While these devices and products can help with efficiency, they are not without their limitations, nor are they immune to the structural racism embedded within them. Indeed, if the devices and products are not monitored or structured to promote racial equality, since the inequality will persist, as college and public school increasingly seek outside assessment stage with daily operation, more critical analysis of third-party platforms and products are needed, not just reveal the potential issue, but also to recommend how they can be structured to mitigate racial disparities. In their conceptual article, Platform Governance and Education Policy, Power and Policy in Emerging EdTech Ecologies, Nichols and Titian Roman 2024 use literature from critical platform students and CPR to explore how platform technologies shape education policy by brokering relations among commercial, technical, and educational actors and how these relations might affect educational equity as they become and then into existing government regimes use diverse methodology. They allocated how observation from scholarship on critical path from student and CPI are reinforced of complicated by those of the other and Fish first Nichols edition Roman 2024. Nichols edition Roman 2024 CPI points to how platform government overlays with education governance regimes. It is not a separate or supplemental regime, but a convergent one functioning with other regimes, while quaking each to comport with the social, technical, and political economic relations that constitute and animate its activities. Platform technologies integral to both professional and personal aspects of our lives, not only profit use with a product or a service, but they also use and analyze the data from yours to maintain or alter their product. Their analysis, akin to Jacquet and Salazar 2024 research, raised questions about winners and losers in the platformization of education and whether those they are the same from students, teachers, and administrators. Truly benefit will platforms might adopt to address, encourage, and improve infrastructure and advantage-based decision-making in school. The way there are designed can actually refresh structural inequalities in depth, like the racialist inputs used in search filters in student lists for prospective college students. Platform technologies used in public school are not natural tools and are designed with interest and imperative which shape the condition from equitable education in schools. Okay, next, the second title, the need to grapple with realities and tensions. In Eupagian Taramola 2024 article, Racially Just Polish Chang examining the consequence of black education imaginaries for key 12 police. The example is the interrogation of theory and action. Jaramola showcased how black radical imaginaries address inequities include those linked to the school to prison nexus exacerbated by school research officers SRO proposing solutions that make seem unconventional and bend the station queue. Jaramola demonstrate the tension involved in families' attempts to rightfully seek fugitive speech outside of schools of our abolition effort to pass from reforms within school. Although the parents saw themselves as working on a critical educational issue, public education advocates and teacher unions view their efforts as in line with efforts to dismantle public schooling, which leaves money out most vulnerable children and families without access to a quality neighborhood schools of fugitive speech. Families are caught in the crosshairs of the neoliberal policy agenda, where no choice is acceptable. Jaramola 2024 article effectively illustrates the potential of black education in marginaries in creating black fugitive speech. Yes, as the author acknowledges, there is room for a more true exploration of tension within the nullable agendas, approached by these black activist groups. This limitation, possibly influenced by the COVID-19 pandemic and the convenience of Zoom interviews, might have hindered an in-depth examination of the contextual roots of policy development implementation, and the conquest of this organization. For instance, a deeper analysis of the microschool model. Its connection to companies like Prenda adopted by one of the black organizations or assessment of the organization political judgment in sporting school choice police might have revealed united consequences. The merit consultation when organizers first that merit consideration when organizations pursue fugitive speech such as those that Taramola 2024 describes. In their article recommending reform a critical race and critical police analysis of research recommendation about school research offers. Zabala Azover et al. 2024 examine police recommendations related to HROs include its peer-reviewed research articles highlighting disturbing trends. These trends include both the presence of misalignment between evidence and police recommendation and the absence of polish recommendation altogether, although policymakers and practitioners might not read peer-reviewed journals for many reasons. Assuming they do, their focus is likely to counter on the polish recommendation. Consequently, scholars, especially CPS scholars, must approach their sections seriously, align them with findings, and challenge the status quo by offering policy recommendations grounded in the critical theories, as explained by the authors in this special issue. Will there, as a number of Russian authors say away from providing policy recommendations from constraints such as journal page limits to the psychological tool employed in framing policy recommendations that comprehensively counter status quo practices. What is left unsaid in journal article can be just as powerful as what is said. Furthermore, absent differential, generalist, and misleading policy recommendations generally appeal to the status quo, which favors reforms that are seemingly more feasible or practical over ones that appear too radical and unrealistic due to politicization of a topic. The authors also found few articles that after over recommendation ground in evolution theory, indicating that those scholars who study SRO might be using less critical theories to guide their research and the development of findings and implications. These findings demonstrate the vital needs and value of CBI scholarship and suggest an opportunity for future research on SRO as more educational scholars access critical theories from other disciplines such as abolition theory. We must ensure that our work does not just critical system of injustice, and we must be willing to offer concrete solutions to the problems that we are studying. Furthermore, our recommendations should not only align with the evidence we find, but be willing to offer counter narrative that truly address educational inequity and injustice. That said, the authors could have grappled more with what it means to support an abolition agenda in an era of increasing school shootings that are also putting minorities of children in harm's way. These tensions are crucial because they reflect discussion happening on the ground among policymakers, educational leaders, families, and youth as they try to proactively counter the culture of school shootings, often perceived as challenge without the presence of police, particularly as necessary gun law reform has been repeatedly That's worth. Okay, thank you. Maybe until here, and the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.